Hello, welcome to Religious Studies class. Today's topic promises to be interesting and educative, and it is titled Deliverance from Egypt. Deliverance from Egypt. Have you ever seen anyone in chains or anyone who has been held bound? Now, after God had fulfilled his promises through Jacob, his children went to Egypt with him. Each one went with his family. And Jacob had 12 sons, and their names were Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Joseph, and Asher. The total number of Jacob's children and grandchildren were 70. Joseph and all of his brothers died in Egypt long after he was sold, as Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, and then he eventually rose to become the governor of Egypt. The people of Israel had many children. There were so many that they filled the land. Then a new king, a new Pharaoh, came to power in Egypt, and he did not know anything about Joseph or what he had done. And he said to his people, the Egyptians, "The Israelites are far too many for us. Come, we must deal with them carefully, because if we don't, they will increase their numbers even more. And if war breaks out, they will join our enemies, and they will fight against us and leave the country." And so the Egyptians put slave drivers up over the people of Israel. The slave drivers beat them down and made them work hard. The Israelites built the cities Pithom and Ramesses so Pharaoh could store things there. But the more the slave drivers beat them down, the more the Israelites increased their numbers and spread out. The Egyptians became very afraid of them. They made them work very hard. They did not show them any pity. There were two Hebrew women named Shiphrah and Puah. They helped the women who were having babies. The king of Egypt spoke to them. He said, "You are the one who helped the Hebrew women. Watch them when they get into a sitting position to have their babies. Kill the boys and let the girls leave." The women answered Pharaoh, "Hebrew women are not like the women of Egypt. They are strong. They have their babies before we get there." They said that because they knew it was wrong to kill those babies. So God was kind to Shiphrah and Puah, and the people of Israel increased their numbers more and more. Shiphrah and Puah had respect for God, so he gave them families of their own. Then Pharaoh gave an order to all of his people. He said, "You must throw every baby boy into the river Nile, but let the girls leave. Let the baby girls leave." The children of Israelites groaned under their bondage and cried to God, and God heard them and remembered his promise and covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and he delivered them through the leadership of Moses. Moses was born at the time when the children of Israel were under severe bondage. There was a decree that every male Hebrew child should be killed by the midwives at birth or drown in the river Nile. When Moses was born, his mother hid him for 3 months. When she could not hide him anymore, she laid him in a basket and kept him along the river bank, and told his sister Miriam to hide among the bushes and watch what will happen to him. Then Pharaoh's daughter came to the river to have a bath. She saw the basket and asked her maid to bring it for her. Baby Moses was in the basket. She decided to keep the baby for herself, but she needed someone to look after the baby until he grew up. Then his sister spoke to Pharaoh's daughter. She asked her, "Do you want me to get one of the Hebrew women? She could nurse the baby for you." "Yes, go," Pharaoh's daughter replied. And so the girl went and got her mother. So Moses' mother looked after him, and when he was old enough, he was taken to the palace. Moses grew up as a prince of Egypt, but he was a Hebrew boy. And when he saw how his people were being maltreated, he killed an Egyptian and ran for his dear life. He fled to the land of Midian, and when he got there, he got married to the daughter of the prince of Midian. The man's name was Jethro. Moses was taking care of the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, and Jethro was the priest of Midian. Moses led the flock to the western side of the desert. He came to Horeb. It was the mountain of God, and it was there that the angel of the Lord appeared to him from inside a burning bush. Moses saw that the bush was on fire, but it didn't burn up. And so Moses thought, "I'll go over and see this strange sight. Why doesn't this bush burn up?" The Lord saw that Moses had gone over to look, and so God spoke to him from inside the bush. He called out, "Moses, Moses," and Moses replied, "Here I am." And that was how God called Moses. In the next class, you will learn about the miracles that God used Moses to perform and how he eventually delivered the children of Israelites from bondage. All right, we have come to the end of this lesson. I hope you had a great time learning about the birth of Moses and the call of Moses. I'll see you in the next class. Bye for now.